What do you think?
I think we're dead meat. Real dead meat.
You're dead meat! Go ahead and laugh, you guys. If I ever find a little bastards that did this, they're dead meat.
Welcome to the Dead Meat Podcast, an extension of the YouTube channel Dead Meat. I'm James.
I'm Chelsea.
I don't know why I sound like a ghost when I'm a Dracula.
Yeah, you're a little Count Chocula, a little ghost, kind of.
Eat my cereal.
We're a boyfriend and girlfriend. We like to get scared together.
Yeah. And today, if you're just listening to the podcast, you're missing out because we're dressed like monsters from the Monster Squad.
Yeah, because it's close to Halloween.
Yeah, this might be the only time we dress up.
I know. I've been too busy to make costumes, so.
Or to make plans.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, we just saw the new Halloween and seeing kids trick or treating in the street in that movie was like, I want to do something for Halloween this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm Dracula with a beard because God forbid I fucking shave for this channel.
Yeah. And I'm a werewolf.
Yeah, the wolf woman.
And yeah, I'm sure everyone will comment, why weren't you the vampire? And then why wasn't James a werewolf? Because he's got a beard. So I say, eat my shorts.
Oh, you're getting a Bart Simpson classic there in response. Hope you were prepared for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because today we're looking at the Monster Squad.
The Monster Squad.
Was this 87?
Yes, 1987.
So this is kind of a cult movie, a cult favorite, and it's a movie that neither of us had ever seen before.
I didn't realize how taken aback people would be when we said we hadn't seen it.
They always are.
But we were just a little bit too young, I think, for this one.
Yes, I'd say, because I mean I was born 89, you were born 90. So, you know, by the time we're of an age where we're watching movies, this is already a little bit old. And so, like, the 80s is, like, you know, mid to late 80s is kind of my blind spot, especially because I never sought that stuff out. I've been very open about how the late 80s don't really appeal to me and their aesthetic and stuff. We watched Lost Boys, for instance, recently. Another late 80s cult classic favorite, and we didn't really care for it.
Yeah.
We were into it for a minute.
Guys. I know
and
it's
then,
in our intro, ironically.
Yeah, right. He does say
He says
like,
you're dead meat. But it just wasn't. I don't love 80s stuff.
It's fine. It's just not our bag. It's fine if you like it. I know a lot of people love it.
Yeah.
But I will say I liked this a lot more than I expected
Same.
to, based on all that.
I was concerned when we picked this, I will say.
Yeah, you were a little bit hesitant.
Even though we have a lot of friends who love it. We actually, Andre Gower, who is Sean in this.
Yeah,
he's
the
the main character, was on our live stream at Mystic Museum when we did a live stream watching the Haunters documentary with
he showed
John.
Up, talked
so
for a
yeah,
bit.
he came by and he was super nice and was like, you know what? I'm glad I've seen his film now, and I liked it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's written by Fred Decker and Shane Black, who just wrote that new Predator movie, which we still haven't seen. Seems to be pretty divisive.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They did a good job here. Fred Decker also directed it. I haven't seen Night of the Creeps, the other movie that Fred Decker wrote and directed. The other big one, I guess. I'm sure he's done more. Yeah, this movie's a lot of fun. It's got special effects by Stan Winston.
So when we saw him in the credits, we're like, cool, everything's going to look really good.
Yeah.
Which it does.
Of course, Stan Winston, Pumpkinhead, Jurassic Park, Predator. So, yeah, the monsters look cool.
Right before we started recording, I was clicking through the cast list, and it blew my mind that the Wolfman in this is Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
That's hilarious.
Holy
I would not have
shit.
recognized him.
No, I didn't at all. He looks completely different.
Yeah, but let's get into it. We watched this a few days ago, so apologies if we're a little rusty.
God, and we were up late as fuck recording our Halloween review.
Yeah, I've got Michael Myers on the brain, but I think this movie stood out enough.
This is such a gear switch.
It is,
from
yeah.
Halloween.
I'm really shifting hard here.
Yeah.
But the movie begins.
Yeah, we have an opening crawl about Van Helsing.
With some title. Yeah. It's got some humor in it. It's like 100 years ago, Van Helsing tried to stop these monsters. They blew it.
Yeah, they blew it. And that's when we cut to this matte painting of a castle.
Big old matte painting.
It's a big-ass matte painting. And we're in like a crypt in this castle, and there's armadillos crawling around.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Because rats have to be easier
But they're not.
to get.
Well, yeah, but the rats are probably faster.
What do you mean?
Like they're harder to control on
film?
set. Yeah,
You can
armadillo.
train. Rats are smart as hell. You can train them.
Yeah, but an armadillo you can just
actor
grab them.
rats.
Also, armadillo, is bigger. It's gonna play better on camera.
But then it plays as an armadillo
That's true.
on camera.
I liked it.
Like, do you get infestations of them?
In matte painting land, you do.
I guess.
Yeah.
There's weird animal choices in this. There's another one coming up where immediately, I think it's like the first 5 minutes, there's 2 weird animal actor choices where I just was so preoccupied with it. So a bat on the ceiling, that's normal, turns into Dracula.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yep. And I always think of it's the Twilight werewolf problem. It's the Hulk problem. Where do his clothes come from? I always,
Yeah.
I always think about that.
I don't know. Bats don't have pouches, right? They can't keep little clothes in their pouches. Maybe.
But even then, it'd be tiny clothes.
Well, maybe they're magic tiny clothes.
I guess.
I don't know.
There's a lady vampire eating our second weird animal choice. She's eating a ferret.
Have you ever had ferret though?
Or a possum.
Right?
It's a possum, I think.
I thought it was a ferret.
Is there a possum later?
I don't know.
I think there was a possum in this. Because
think-
there was a woman credited as vampire eating possum.
Oh well, then that's probably.
So I think
possum.
this is it.
That's probably.
But
it.
again, just like weird choices. That could have been a rat too.
It don't matter. She get crossbowed in the fucking chest right away.
Yes, by Van Helsing.
Yeah, he busts in. So I guess this is 100 years ago. Is this opening?
It's
scene.
it's exactly 100 years ago
That's
because
right.
that factors in.
Mm-hmm.
Van Helsing in this, not Hugh Jackman, so that's points against this film.
Sure, yeah. And
Man, that'd be a fun movie to review. That movie's
Van Helsing
such a
itself?
piece of shit. Have you seen it?
No, but We Hate Movies just reviewed it for their patrons.
Oh, go listen to that then.
Yeah.
We hate movies. They're fantastic.
Some crazy, weird special effect hole opens up in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
And starts sucking everything in. As we'll learn later, this is a hole to limbo.
Limbo, which I
is-
think is scarier than being sucked to hell. I think limbo is scarier.
No, limbo just was it? There's limbo and purgatory.
Yes.
They're different, right?
Yes.
I always thought they were the same when I was a
Purgatory
kid.
is you're actively working off your sins.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow! It's like a court sentence to like rehabilitate yourself.
Yeah, because in Dante's, would it be in Dante's Inferno? Like there's like the different levels of purgatory depending on what you did in your life, and purgatory's pretty like whatever.
There's levels of purgatory and levels of hell.
Yeah.
Are there levels of heaven?
Yes, there are.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What do you got?
I don't know. I am not a Dante scholar. I could tell you probably the most about the levels of hell, but purgatory and heaven I don't really
Wow, man.
care as much about.
These places sound pretty cool.
Yeah, there's one level of hell that's like all icy and stuff.
That's not what you'd expect. It's
Yeah.
like when you find out that deserts can get really cold.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think like the innermost like point of hell is Satan just eating Judas over and over and over again.
Oh, that
Dude,
sounds like a show.
Dante's metal is But yeah, purgatory is like a whole thing too, depending on what your sins were during life.
Fuck. Wait, so limbo's just in between?
I think limbo is just like
nothing. A void.
that's why it freaks me out more
That's
because
kinda
it just
scary.
would
How do
be
you get out?
boring. I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Is eventually I'll probably end up doing a kill count on this movie because it's got some kills. Do I count the people who get sucked into limbo?
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like for the sake of, effectively they're killed off. Like they're
Yeah.
plot wise, they cease to exist,
Sure.
which is sad. It's so sad.
Oh, why? Because the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad.
It is sad.
This movie got some emotion out of us.
I know.
Yep, but the girl,
yeah.
this
Oh, and
girl
there's-
ends up flying into the hole.
Yeah, it's
Shit.
so okay.
Wait, and so does Van Helsing? Or
yeah,
does it
'cause
cut away
that's why
before the end?
he fucks up, remember? Mm-hmm. So yeah, he gets sucked in.
Okay, we see it.
So it goes horribly awry and they all get sucked in because they
Yeah.
didn't do the spell in time. There's like skeletons coming to life and screaming. Van Helsing is screaming. Everyone's screaming at each other. It's just lots of screaming and lots of skeletons. I was just taking notes furiously. And every time I looked up, there was some other weird shit going on.
Well, that was the
Fucking
past.
thing.
Time to
Yeah.
get to present day, where there's a principal yelling at some kids.
Yeah.
Our two main kids. Okay, so I get... Well, who's the main kid? Sean? Okay, but his buddy Patrick, he's not memorable to me
He's
at
the
all.
best friend. He doesn't have to be.
He's the best friend,
memorable.
but then there's also another little kid in their crew who doesn't get an introduction. The kid with the dog.
That kid's
the little
random,
kid.
yeah.
That kid's random as fuck.
I mean, we thought he was 3 different kids for a little bit.
Yeah.
We couldn't keep track of all the kids.
So here's the thing with this movie. Like I said at the top, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's a fun ride. It's a breezy ride at 82
oh
minutes.
yeah, we saw that runtime. We're like, great, we're definitely gonna review this.
Yeah, because we're always
breezy.
saying fucking cut out
Short
shit,
movie,
shorten
yeah,
movies.
just-
But this one is a rare instance where I'm like,
Make it 90 minutes.
add those 8 minutes back
yup.
in, dude.
And we never say that.
We never say that, but this movie, it just flies
It
through some
needs
shit.
to breathe.
Yeah, just give it a
I-
little bit of
I'm
space.
Curious. I want to know how much of it was taken out in post because I could see there being a lot of extra stuff in the script. And I could see this being a post-production thing where the studio's watching it and thinking, well, we want kids to like this. Cut out this, this, and this because it's boring. Make it short. It's
I
kind
could
of like
see
I
that.
always think of the one example I always think of is The Little Mermaid. They were going to cut part of your world because it was boring.
Oh,
And then
wow.
it would have been such a short, like it's already a short movie, but it
Yeah.
would have been so short. And I think that might be what happened here.
Yeah,
Not
there
that
were a
there
few
was
times-
like a beautiful musical number that got cut. Some plot.
There are a few times throughout this movie where, while we're reviewing it, I'll say, could have added in this short shot, but also there's just like some of the timing and pacing is a little
so
too abrupt.
crazy,
It's
yeah.
kind of like breakneck speed.
It's like character, like new character.
And
new
even like the
character. It's
jokes,
just-
it's like it just cuts too quickly.
so fast. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a little criticism, and I just find it funny because we're always saying to cut down. This is one of the rare occasions where it's like, no, maybe add back in.
Yeah.
But yeah, these kids are getting in trouble because they're too obsessed with monsters.
All right, I guess.
It's the premise of the movie.
Sure. I mean, I guess I think the principal basically threatens them with their permanent records.
Basically
which
takes out
are those
file
a thing?
folders.
Are those real?
I don't think so.
Elementary school teachers, if you listen to this, do you have permanent records? Because
You know what it is?
what?
Them taking out the stack of permanent records is like Trump taking out his tax
Oh,
folders,
uh-huh.
and they're just empty folders.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just for show. I'm sorry, but that's what those permanent record folders are.
Yeah.
Just remember that, kids, because I know some of
Not
you are
real.
kids. It's not real. Go fuck shit up. Light some fires, man. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. But you can be obsessed with monsters like these kids.
Yeah, but I think they're getting in trouble because they draw instead of paying attention in class, which is I would get in trouble for all the time.
Yeah.
I would draw instead of paying attention in class.
Yeah, I would write and do other shit. But you know what? I got all A's. Fuck off.
Oh, I
teachers.
didn't.
So then we have another kid that we meet, and he's called Fat Kid.
Fat Kid. Everyone calls him Fat Kid. So we're probably like, I mean, his real name's Horace.
Yeah, let's call him Horace.
We'll call him Horace because I feel so bad for getting called Fat Kid.
Yeah, and he's getting bullied by the older brother from Wonder Years.
Yes, and also he is the child actor who gets Pee-wee's bike on
And
TV.
he's a douche.
And
He's a giant
like,
dick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's
I have
right.
been ready since first call. Roll.
That's right. This kid, what's his Steve Hervey?
Jason Hervey.
Jason Hervey, yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah, best known as older brother from the Wonder
Wayne,
Years.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent douchey kid actor. Because when Wonder Years started, I think it's around this time, so he's like a kid.
He's huge,
and then that
yeah.
show goes on forever. It's kind of a Boy Meets World situation where you watch the kid grow up, and it's great because, the older brother on Wonder Years has shades. He's not just a douche like he is here.
Yeah.
But
That
he's
was a
called...
good show. I watched the one.
It's a great show.
It is really good.
He's calling Horace Fat Kid. He's calling him F-words.
F-bombs. We're getting hard Fs, not the fuck word, the other one. That's
Yeah.
a mean word.
The 80s, when I was in middle school, my friend group had a kid, and we went through a phase where we gave out nicknames to everyone,
Oh,
and
boy.
one kid's nickname was Fat, just fat. And JD, I'm sorry, man. If you're watching this or listening to this, that was wrong. I'm so
is
sorry,
nuts
man.
how, and maybe this is why I hate the 80s so much, because it reminds me so much of growing up in the early 2000s where we went through another phase of everyone's edgy and shitty. Like, I mean, I said the hard F word because it was funny,
all the
and we
time.
all did, and it sucks. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Be better.
Regrets for sure. But
Hashtag be best. Horace is getting bullied, like we said, by Wayne from the Wonder Years, and this fucking cool kid rides up on his bike.
Oh, is it Rudy?
Rudy.
Yep.
That's a song. Rudy's got a leather jacket, pegs on his bike, and he's smoking a cigarette.
Oh man, this movie wants to be the 50s because the 80s, and this is the thing about the 80s. I will say I love
The retroactive.
I love the weird. I'm nostalgic for the 80s, nostalgia for the 50s because I love the combination of 50s and 80s aesthetic together. Again, that's what Pee-wee's Big Adventure is. It's very 50s looking. A lot of Pee-wee quotes in this. I know you are, but one of mine.
Yeah, they say that a
yeah,
bunch.
because this would have been a couple of years after that came out.
That's so just 2 years. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Rudy he's a cool kid, but I guess he's also defender of the week because he tells EJ the bully to stop picking on Horace, and he makes him eat the food he knocked to the ground. Yeah, I love that. It's like Rudy's in junior high. He's older and cooler.
He's in junior high?
That's what they say. They're like, can he join the Monster Squad? He's in junior high.
I thought he was like in high school.
No, dude, he's in junior high and he's smoking a cigarette.
Isn't he?
He's probably what, in 8th grade then?
Yeah, I forget though. Does he get with that older sister or not really?
He doesn't get. He at the end has him putting his arm around her, and she looks at it like, no, she's in high school.
This poor girl.
That poor girl.
We have a lot of thoughts about this character and this storyline.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just meeting these kids.
It's
Whiplash,
so many
whiplash.
Kids. I can't keep track of them anymore.
Too many fucking kids.
At this point, I'm glad that there's a little girl introduced because at least I know who she is. You know,
Phoebe the Phoebe.
She's the girl in the group. She's the younger sister. I know. I immediately get what her deal is. I don't mix her up with 5 other kids.
Yeah.
And she might be my favorite. I love Phoebe.
She has one of the best lines.
She does,
later on. She's right now talking about the scary German guy who is just this neighborhood creepy dude in this house. You know, it's a classic situation. He watches them from the window, and it's like a Boo Radley type thing. It's just like, oh, there's a guy who doesn't come outside a lot. Gotta be scary.
And my thought was, oh, Van Helsing lives there.
Yeah, right.
I was like, oh shit, he's immortal. That's not the case.
So while they're talking about Rudy maybe joining the Monster Squad, we wipe to. I'm sorry, there's a wipe transition to an old World War II plane flying in the air.
Why is it a old World War II plane?
I don't know. They call it out. They say, I'm flying this World War II
I just realized
plane.
that was weird. Okay.
Is it maybe just for the purpose of the cargo thing drop, like the Doctor Strange dropping out?
Is. I bet that they realized maybe newer planes don't have. I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't at me about planes. I don't know anything about planes. But it is weird that they made that so specific. But
yeah, and the pilot and co-pilot are like, they got to be a comedy duo. Did you look them up or anything?
Yeah. Well, one of them was in I forget what Scorsese movie.
Oh, yeah?
Shit. Yeah, I was looking him up. This whole cast was kind of like mushed together in my head now because I was going through all of them.
Yeah, they're doing bits. They're kind of funny. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's funny. And then he's like, they hear a noise coming from the cargo hold. And so they go back there, and there's a big old crate that says Frankenstein on it from Bavaria. But there's also a bat.
That bat is Dracula.
It's a Dracula.
It's a Dracula. So he turns into a bat, and what? He like opens up that cargo door and flies
the pilot
out? What's
hits
the sequence of events here? That's weird.
So he becomes a Dracula, and then the pilot is like, to get rid of Dracula, I guess, hits the switch to open the cargo door, and that causes Frankenstein's box to fall out. But then in a great shot, Dracula just hovers over the opening, which it's a lot of fun because like he drops it and there's like just chilling there.
Yeah.
But then Dracula's like, oh, I'm actually here for that crate. So he turns into a bat and flies down out of the plane. I'm pretty sure the physics here are weird. This bat flying downward out of a moving plane.
Yeah.
It's weird, but whatever.
Whatever movie.
Just got to get out of
it's
there.
Fine.
It's just go. I don't know how that bat wound up on there or why they had Frankenstein's crate. We head into the treehouse.
So yeah, it's a
clubhouse.
meeting of the Monster Squad.
And here's where this other kid just shows up. No introduction.
the little kid with the dog.
What's his name? Eugene?
Eugene.
Eunice? Yeah, Eugene. They mention his name, but I think they say his name when it's still an establishing shot or when it's on another character. And so it's like you don't know who he is. He's just this little
He's
kid
just
with a
little
dog
kid.
who's up there.
The dog's really cute.
The
though.
dog's
It's
great.
a little beagle.
Yeah, what's the dog's
I
name?
think Pete
No.
is the dog's name.
Okay. But yeah, they're like quizzing Rudy to see if he can join the Monster Squad, if he knows it. And they ask him, is Frankenstein. I don't know why they give him the options when they're like, is Frankenstein the name of the monster or the doctor? Anyone is like, it's the doctor.
Yeah, if you're
You phrased
framing
that
it
weird,
like that,
yeah.
that's a trick question.
But Rudy doesn't really care. He's too busy spying from their vantage point into the neighbor's house, which is Patrick's house, right?
Yeah,
it's the best friend's
friend
house.
from earlier. It's his house, which, realizing that's his sister, does he know that they're doing
I don't know, because I
this?
didn't even know that was his house until like way later
Yeah,
in the movie.
it's revealed later. I think.
Yeah. You think it was intentionally?
I don't know, man. But that's Rudy's like, wait, that's your sister?
Yeah, that's later. Right now he's just watching this chick change.
Yeah, so there's like a house next door, and it's a girl getting undressed, and she's by the window, so all the boys are spying on her, but not
It's just
Patrick.
Rudy who's spying on
Or
her.
Rudy is,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. But he's watching her, and she does the classic turn her back to the window and pull her
up
shirt
her
off so you see
shirt.
her bare back. Definitely revealed later that she is a high school student. This is a high school aged girl. Mm-hmm. Yes. And then we'll get more.
Yeah.
There's
Also,
more.
in general, this is a shitty thing to do.
Yeah. Don't spy on women changing in their houses. That's literally illegal.
It is.
Yeah, that's not.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very illegal. So we cut to the inside of Sean's house.
There's domestic issues going on. Nothing, there's no domestic abuse.
No.
Just marital
No.
problems.
It's parents arguing, which I don't really know if that came to much of anything. I mean, I
don't
guess
know. They all reunite in the end, I guess. It's one of those, it's like
That's
in
how
Jurassic
that's-
World where it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they go through something, and same with Little Monsters.
Oh, God. Yeah, but Daniel Stern's scary in that.
No, Daniel Stern is really scary.
He's not
in that.
abusive, but he yells. And I don't want Daniel Stern to yell at me, man.
No,
Be
oh my
Marv.
God.
Be goofy
Oh
Marv.
my god. The mom has a present for Sean,
Yeah.
and she got him, and this is something we blow by so fast. I have so many questions.
I don't even
about.
remember. Where did she say she got it?
Oh, I got that for you today at Jane Burge's garage sale. Says it's from that old house up on Shadowbrook Road.
She gives Sean Van Helsing's old diary.
Yeah.
She's confused about who Van Helsing even is, but just figured her son would like it.
And he does.
He does, but she thinks that didn't he fight Godzilla? Which that's the movie I want. I want
Van
Hugh
Helsing versus Godzilla.
I want Hugh Jackman to reprise his role as Van Helsing and have him fight this like new Godzilla that we're doing now.
But the book's in German.
It's all in German, so we can't read it.
But again, it's like, where did that thing come from? Doesn't matter,
Doesn't
man.
matter.
He needs it for the plot.
It needs to be
Just
there.
Go.
Just
And like, I'm just saying this because it's funny to me. It didn't really detract from my enjoyment of the movie.
No.
Once I settled into it, once I understood, that's what this movie is just gonna do this. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and bitch about it.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Sean wants to go see Groundhog Day 12, which we were like, Bill Murray?
yeah.
But that came out after this.
Tomorrow night, you and I will go see Groundhog Day. I'll get him early.
That'll be too late. The guys will blab the entire plot.
Sean, it is a guy with an axe. Anyway, I thought they killed him in the last one.
I love the dad's line of like, the plot of the movie is to separate me from my $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish movies cost $5.
Oh, right. And yeah, there's lots of little, snarky quips about horror movies and horror sequels. Like, oh, I'll tell you what the sequel's going to be. He comes back and kills everyone. Like, that's what it always is.
Yeah, or like he'll get dismembered at the end and come back and he's like, that was part 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little meta commentary there.
Yeah.
But the dad is just real frank. He's like, I'm going to marriage counseling with your mom.
Yeah, so you have to babysit tonight.
But turns out he can't make it to marriage counseling because he's a cop and he gets a call from the station. There's a guy in there screaming that he needs to be locked up Akon style because he's a werewolf.
He's a werewolf.
Yeah.
That's a
what he
fun
says.
call to get.
And again, comes out of nowhere, man. Dad cop gets a fucking call. Yo, we got a werewolf guy in here.
You know what, though? That's a call that's happened in real life.
Oh, yeah.
So a guy
100%.
shows up to the station. You have to arrest me because I'm a werewolf. I
Yep.
guarantee that's happened more than 24 times.
Oh, 24.
In the history of this country. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, also, the cops got a call that a mummy went missing at the museum. So we all know what's up now.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much monster activity, and the kids know too.
Yeah, I think there's one shot of the mummy, like, walking away.
And they show the museum where the mummy broke out of, and it looks like the mummy ride at Universal. It looks like the inside of that thing where you're waiting in line.
Yeah. I will say that the mom is upset at the dad for getting a call from the police and having to go deal with it.
Yeah.
I get that you're having marriage issues, lady, but, like, you married a cop.
He says that too. He's like, you married a cop.
Like,
buddy."
that's literally...
Yeah, it's like marrying a doctor. Like,
Yeah.
they're going to get calls in the
You
middle of the
can't-
night.
Yeah, you can't get mad at
Yeah.
that. That's his job.
Yeah.
And there's no indication that this dude's like, you know, you usually have the doctor or the cop who's like using it as an excuse to go sleep around.
I thought that's what it was going to be.
Yeah, like Dr. fucking Gordon in Saw. That's what he's doing, you know?
That's what I thought.
No, there's no
were-
indication. This guy just seems like he's a fucking
doing his
job with his partner, whose name I didn't catch, but he's a funny guy.
That guy's cool.
Yeah, that guy's hilarious. But all these monsters are getting out of here, and they're meeting up with Dracula in the swamp. Oh, yeah, the Wolfman, by the way. The dad gets to the station, and the Wolfman steals a cop's gun, shoots it in the air, and then he gets shot.
Yeah.
A few times in the chest, and then he's in the coroner's van going to the whatever, and the full moon comes out, and he
Yeah.
becomes a wolf man,
Yep.
and he fucking kills the driver
Yeah, he
of
does.
the ambulance or the drive, and I was like, cool, kill count, it can happen.
That's true. So is that when he like escapes to meet up with Dracula in the
Yeah, so
swamp?
now-
So they're all having a swamp meeting.
Yeah, so Wolfman and Mummy roll up,
Yeah.
because they've already escaped.
And then we have quote unquote
Gillman,
Gillman, not the creature from the Black Lagoon. This is important. It's Gillman who comes out of the swamp, and he is fucking scary looking.
he's cool.
His body look. He looks like the creature from the Black Lagoon, but his face looks like Predator with its mask off.
Oh yeah, a
It's
little
got
bit.
it's got like the
Ugh.
weird mandibles and stuff. It's gross.
Well, it makes sense. Stan Winston.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't even make that connection when I said that.
So now we got the whole gang back together except Jack Griffin.
Yeah, no
Invisible
invisible
Man.
man. Oh, we bring I'm gonna call him Frankenstein for this. I know it's fucking Frankenstein's monster.
I don't want to say Frankenstein's monster this whole
I'm
podcast.
calling him Frankenstein.
I'm
I'm sorry.
We can call him Frank.
Or Frank, yeah.
Yeah.
We bring him back to Dracula brings him back to life with his staff that has electrodes in it.
And then it extends to be like a lightning rod.
Yeah.
It's a very single purpose.
It's very
cane.
steampunk.
Yeah. And they all evil laugh together.
They do. They
Yeah,
all
and
laugh,
they,
which
like,
I
clap
like.
each other on the back. It's great.
Yeah, I think this whole scene, just how campy it was. That's when I think I bought into this, was
Mm-hmm.
when, okay, they're all evil laughing together. It's really dumb and fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I wish I had seen this when I was younger. I would have been fucking obsessed with this.
I would have liked this as a kid too.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, so the mom tucks the daughter in, goes downstairs to have like a fight with the dad in the living
of
room.
course.
It's very uncomfortable. Sean is in the kitchen and he sees a note. This is insane too. This is just like, wow, a bunch of stuff happened off
Yeah.
screen. I wonder if this was a deleted scene.
It has to be.
We see a note like next to the phone that says Alucard called.
and is interested in the Van Halen diary, which
I laughed
that's a
at
great joke.
the Van Halen diary,
The
which
mom mistaking, the Van Helsing that's hilarious.
yeah, I thought that was really funny.
But yeah, it's and he figures out Alucard is Dracula backwards.
Which,
But, like-
dude, come on, Dracula.
But like, give us a 30-second scene of the mom picking up the phone. No, he's not here. oh, that book? Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let him know.
Or any scene of Dracula somehow knowing where this book is.
Or any follow-up to that message. Because, like, I mean, I guess the general gist of this is Dracula's trying to get that book, but
how does he know? How does he get his phone? Like,
yeah,
I have a lot of questions.
It's
about
real weird.
This. It's like, so there's a lot in this one scene
because they don't, and maybe it was more obvious back then that a board next to a phone with that kind of message is like, oh, it's for someone who missed a call.
Yeah,
but it's not completely spelled out, and he's seen it at night. I don't know, man. What's the purpose of him seeing this message? Is it just to start to figure out, oh, there are monsters around trying to get our book?
He confirmed, oh shit, Dracula is alive and is trying to get this book, and they're coming for me. Like, they know I have it.
Somehow they know, because the next scene is that Eugene kid, who we didn't even fucking recognize without his dog, because he never got a proper fucking introduction in this movie.
Yeah.
He's at his house, and he's getting his dad to come into his room because he says he saw a monster in the closet.
Yeah,
classic.
Because we thought he was a totally random kid. Like,
yeah.
Because we forgot Eugene existed, because we barely see him up till now.
It reminded me of the scene in The Lost World where the T-Rex comes into the backyard and drinks from the pool and eats the dog, and like the kid gets up and gets his parents. I was like, oh, is it one of those
It's a
scenes?
random kid.
It's just a random kid.
But it's not. It's Eugene. And okay.
Yeah, man.
This is another one where there's a lot of like weird things in this movie, and I still like it, but just
I really enjoyed this movie.
It just feels like there's scenes missing. So the kid is like, oh, there's a monster in my closet, and the dad comes upstairs to check and does a shitty fucking job.
Yeah, he like opens the door without
and doesn't
looking
look,
inside,
and he's like, see no monster, good night. I'm gonna go downstairs and drink, and yeah, there's a mummy in the
the mummy is in his closet.
How did
the
he
mummy
get
in
there?
there?
Why was he there
to go there? And then
why did he only check that closet?
Yeah, and then when the dad leaves and the kid like watches his dad leave, and then he looks back and the mummy's gone, and it apparently went out the window. He sees like the toilet paper bandages going out the window. What the
fuck just happened?
What the fuck just happened?
So everyone's back in the treehouse. They all know for sure that monsters are coming for them, and they make a very good point that none of the adults are going to believe that it's monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Yep.
And the only ones who can do anything about it are them.
Sure, yeah.
I think that
Great.
makes complete sense to me, but they can't do anything because the Van Helsing diary is in German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently the sister speaks
yes,
German.
Patrick
says his sister.
Yeah.
And then what's he say?
It's weird. I think Horace is like,
Sister doesn't speak German. All she does is hang around and let guys touch her tits.
Something about letting dudes touch her tits. I don't remember the exact line.
This is when Rudy finds out that was his sister?
Yes.
When he's like, oh, I've been
because he's like, oh,
jerking
my
off to your sister.
Yeah, and that's when Rudy's like, wait, that's your sister?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what? We just make that whole thing even more awkward?
There is a hilarious button to this scene, though.
This is funny. They all put their hands in because they're like, all right, we're gonna fight the monsters, and they all put their hands in.
Does the dog paw go
yeah,
in there
the dog
too? Yeah,
does too.
And Rudy's like, how's the dog even get up here?
Yeah, and then cut to next
Just
scene.
cut.
Which
Great.
Thought, that
was
got a
awesome.
genuine laugh.
So they decide to have the German translate from scary German guy.
Scary German guy. It's the last resort. They don't know anyone else who can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, we all decided that the sister can't. So
well, she's too busy getting
her
felt up,
boobs grabbed.
Yeah, obviously. Oh, there is a scene before that of Dracula telling Frank to go find the kids, get the diary, and kill the kids.
Yeah.
Frank sets out and comes across Phoebe playing by the pond.
A pond, and it's the scene from the original movie.
Yeah, which we just watched. We just watched the original Frankenstein a few days ago.
Yeah.
It was great.
So,
and yeah, this is a funny homage to that.
She's supposed to be Maria. She's sitting by the pond playing, and Frankenstein comes over.
Yeah, so just to establish that they met each other.
Mm-hmm.
They go to Scary German Guy. It is a hilarious fucking intro to this scene because Scary German Guy turns around and he's like,
Time is almost up. It's your last chance for pie.
So good. Yeah, so he's actually really nice.
He's a real nice German guy.
Yeah, so they're all sitting in his living room having pie, and he translates the diary for them. And
A lot of exposition, limbo hole, the thing.
yeah, it's like once every 100 years. There's an amulet that I guess balances good and evil, and
Yeah.
it becomes vulnerable to destruction. And so in the next few days, it'll be like that 100 years.
Yeah, I think the next day is 100 years from like when the diary says it is. Yeah.
So that's when they can get the amulet and use an incantation from the diary to open a hole to limbo to like blast all those monsters into.
I guess that's what we're going with here.
Yeah, and that was what we saw at the beginning. We saw Van Helsing trying to do that, but he failed, and that's why they
guess.
all flew into the hole.
He opened the hole. I don't know where the failure came, but whatever. As they're leaving, this is crazy.
Whoa, this comes out of not nowhere, because I think you get
you see a menorah.
he has
in
a
the
menorah,
background.
so he's very he's a German guy. He's got a really thick German accent, and he has he's got beer steins all over his house.
He's got
which German people do not collect those. Americans do.
Americans who visited Germany once.
Yeah.
He's got like World War II jet
like
models.
models. Yeah. And so the kids are leaving, and they say, "Wow, you really know a lot about monsters." And he says, "Yeah, like I suppose I do." And then as he's closing the door, we see he has a concentration camp tattoo.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Pushing on the concentration camp tattoo. Wow.
And it was just like, whoa, that movie got heavy for a split second.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. I don't like. Yeah, sure. I like it.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's there, and I don't know why I like it. But I like that it got so real.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I guess it's especially in a kid's movie, the idea of don't judge older people, or don't,
Yeah, you
not
don't know
being
what they've
afraid
been
of.
through.
Yeah.
Also, we looked up this actor, and he only passed away in 2012. Yeah. He lived, and and here he's like the scary old guy. He lived another 25 years after this role into his 90s, I think. And I just love hearing about shit like that, man.
He's also, this is the type of actor I find so fascinating, and is when you have an actor who, he did stage work. Like he was an actor.
Yeah.
But he is best known for this.
Yeah.
And his Wikipedia says he's best known for being scary German guy. And I feel like that happens so often, where you have stage actors who do all this like amazing stage work. Like they have accomplished careers in the theater, but they're best known for a bit role in some random thing. And that's their legacy.
His name is Leonardo Cimino. I just wanted to look that up. And if I recall correctly, he stormed the beaches at Normandy.
Yes.
Yeah, he was literally in the invasion of Normandy. So, cool dude.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. Not actually German, American.
How old was he when he died?
He died when he was
80-something?
I think he was in his 90s.
Oh, no, 2000. Yeah, he probably was in his 90s. If he's around the same age as other people I've met who, like, they fought in World War II. They're
he
like,
was 94.
Yep, that sounds right. Because I think, through my dad, I know a guy who, his name's Arno. He's the fucking coolest. And he fought in World War II. And he also, he fought at Normandy. He was a, I can't remember what they're called.
The parachuters?
Yeah, no, where there was like, you're in like the box with like canvas wings. And they like, not a parachute. I forget. I'm just
Parachute.
like brain farting right now on what that is called. But so he fought at Normandy, and when I go back home to Michigan, I'll go hang out with him with my dad. He's awesome.
Yeah.
But he just turned 96, I think.
Damn, man, living history.
Yeah, he's awesome. That's why it's like whenever I'm home, like if he's up
yeah.
for it, we go hang out because he's really nice. Yeah, it's crazy.
So now they head back to Sean's house, not Steve, I'm sorry. And they find Phoebe, who has Frank with her.
Yeah, and she's holding his hand, and they're all freaked out. And this is like the line we love, where she tells them not to be chicken shit.
Come on, don't be chicken shit.
Yeah, come on, guys, don't be chicken shit.
I love kid swearing. I'll say it. Kid swearing's the best.
It's fun.
I think kid swearing is always good. If we ever have kids, they're going to be potty mouths. And they'll be the kids that teach everyone else at school bad words.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah. So they all realize that Frank is nice, and they all become friends with him. And I love Frank. He's very sweet.
Oh, I forgot to say that they find out from Scary German Guy in his translation that they need a virgin
to
that read
when
the incantation.
Yeah.
And there's a funny shot where I forget who asks Rudy if he knows any virgins, and Rudy like spits out his drink, and it cuts to like
something
splashing in a
into the pond.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a funny cut. I will say though that this movie has the weird thing where it's like they never say lady virgin or like female virgin, but that's the assumption that they're all going on because all those fucking kids are virgins.
It doesn't say it has to be a girl. Like it can just be one of us. I thought that's what it was going to be.
They did not go that route.
It's very weird.
They decided that virgin means female virgin.
Yeah.
And it's real weird when they hoist that on Phoebe.
It's weird. I'm like, why are we doing that?
I
Why are you
guess she
making me
is.
think about this movie? I like this. Makes me uncomfortable.
So yeah, now they're friends with Frank. He's in the treehouse.
Yeah, they somehow get him up there.
I'm reading through your notes.
What?
Frank goes to the treehouse with them, learns to be a sex criminal, and accidentally takes a picture of Lisa undressing.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Pretty much. That's what happens as soon as Frankenstein gets to the 80s, is he just learns to be a giant fucking creep.
Yeah. Why did they have a camera pointed at that bedroom anyway?
Because that girl always undresses there.
Yeah, but that's Patrick's sister. Rudy's a new addition to the club.
It is like, why does Patrick not see that this is...
Why? Yeah, Rudy's sitting there jerking off in the corner every time he's up in that treehouse.
He should put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, Patrick, I don't remember what your face looks like because you're such a nothing character, but maybe do something about it, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Frank accidentally takes a picture with this camera pointed at Lisa's room of her topless, of her changing. We don't see it, but he accidentally takes the picture, and boy, does that come back.
Yeah, it does.
Ugh. Oh yeah, and they show him a Frankenstein mask, and he gets sad because he realizes he has a scary
this
face.
was sweet because he looks at the mask and then he gets all sad. He's like, scary.
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster is always like a sweetheart
he's.
character.
I mean, even in the original book, he's sympathetic and.
Doesn't he end up being really eloquent in that book?
Yeah.
He's like, I murdered your wife.
Yeah, he like speaks perfect English by the end of that book, I think. They end up in Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
Something that always blows my mind about that.
Yeah, it takes place in Antarctica at the end there.
Yeah.
We have Dracula. There's a scene with Dracula and the monsters. Because Dracula says...
Because they find the amulet.
Oh, in the basement of that house?
Of this weird, I think it is like a southern plantation. Then we get an 80s montage.
Well, the lead into the 80s montage is Dracula saying, no one's gonna be able to stop us.
They're prepping for monster battle.
They're making wooden stakes.
Yeah.
They're stealing their mom's silverware and making silver bullets.
Yeah, it's again reminding me a lot of it. We don't get a lot of the new movie, but in the book they like steal jewelry and they're making like
I understood
pellets.
Rudy making wooden stakes in shop class. What class has like metal stuff?
Oh yeah, like
to melt down
soldering and
silver?
stuff. I mean, I feel like shop class.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I never took those. I wasn't cool enough.
I did not take shop. I kind of wish I did though.
I know. That'd be so cool.
Yeah. At the end of this montage, we get that picture of Lisa, her name is, the sister, back from that photo lab. And Frank is looking at it, and all the kids are trying to jump up and get it. Is Patrick trying to jump up and get it?
I don't know.
What the fuck is going on with this plot? It's so, like... Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Like, Patrick, come on.
Patrick.
Have some agency here. Like... Call out your friends. There's no way this is fun for you.
At least they don't have the sister locked in a closet like Dracula does with a trio of girls because they're Dracula's
They
brides.
look young too.
Yeah, they do look like he picked them up from the high school.
Yeah, I think they might have had uniforms on. Maybe I'm just misremembering. So Wolfman too changes back into a human at this point.
Yeah, Dracula
briefly.
ties him to a chair to keep him.
Yeah,
keep him down.
but Wolfman still manages to. He calls the police.
He fakes taking pills.
Yeah.
that Dracula gives him.
So he's
is
like, he
afoot.
doesn't want to be Dracula.
When he's a human, he's a good guy.
Yeah. So he calls the police and they think it's a prank because, of course.
Yeah.
Police always think it's a prank. Doesn't matter what movie it is. It's always a prank. Then he changes
kids.
back into Wolfman.
The best iteration of that though is definitely Officer Mooney from Killer Clowns.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, they get now Patrick's sister, the kids do, Lisa.
Yeah.
They get her up to the treehouse, and this is when they ask her if she's a virgin.
Well, this is before that. They're like spying on her. It's Patrick and Rudy.
Yeah.
So Patrick looking at his sister with Rudy, who's been perving on her the whole movie, and Rudy's like, "This babe is major." That's what he calls her.
Yeah.
Then they get her up in the treehouse, and they ask her after some hesitation if she's a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget if she answers or not.
No,
or
she
she's
tells
just
them to fuck off.
Yeah.
She's like, ew, that's gross.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Then we get the worst moment of this movie.
Yeah.
Because they have that picture of her that they illegally took.
They took a picture of her.
Changing through the window.
Yes.
When she was minding her own goddamn business in her bedroom, changing like all humans do at some point throughout the day. They took a picture of her topless and are now blackmailing her.
Yeah.
Rudy says, I can post this picture up on the fucking bulletin board or whatever next to the football roster.
Yeah.
If you don't help us.
That's a sex crime, my
Yeah.
dude. That's a sex crime.
What? Can you imagine being this chick, this high school chick, going about your goddamn day?
Yeah.
And then your weird little brother who's obsessed with monsters for some reason comes up to you with his fucking junior high friend who smokes cigarettes, and they're like, hey, help us or we'll show your tits to the school.
Yeah.
What?
Like, cool.
That
Awesome.
sucks.
And this is all played to be so funny.
Yeah.
Because it's the 80s.
Fucking 80s.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. That's like all what the fuck? Like, what was all 80s comedies?
Man.
Are just there's sex crimes in every single one of them.
Revenge of the Nerds is the worst.
That's the worst one.
Literal rape.
Yeah.
Played for laughs. Yeah. Christ almighty. You can still enjoy the movies.
Yeah.
Remember that. I love this movie. But just recognize
good
some shit's weird,
God.
man. All right. So after that shit, what are the other kids doing while that
They go to the mansion and Dracula is like, he has dynamite rigged up all over the house.
Because they walk in and shit immediately falls down and knocks out Frank.
Yes,
So
that's
like it's
what
just
it
the
is.
kids. Like Frank gets covered in rubble.
That's it. Yeah.
Right inside the door.
And so all the monsters corner them, including Dracula's new brides, which is who the girls in that closet were.
Yeah.
They get made into his brides.
Yep. You got the trio of brides.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, that's classic Dracula.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is classic Dracula, but I just always think about that. I'm like, fuck, that's lame. Like, 'cause the idea of being a vampire bride is really cool, but
You just want to be the only vampire bride.
right. Yeah. That's such bullshit that I'd have to have two other ones.
So this is the classic line.
Yeah.
Where
Because they were debating earlier.
What are you talking about? He walks around, he wears pants.
He had to wear pants because those movies were made in the 40s. He had to wear them so you wouldn't see his wolf dork.
here they tell Horace, I think, to kick him.
Yeah.
And then he kicks him, and it's effective, and
Wolfman's got nards.
Wolfman's got nards.
Man's got nards.
It's a fun line.
Yeah.
I finally understand it. I'm real glad. I talk to a guy on Twitter all the time whose name is like Wolfman's got nards, and I was like, I don't get it, but that's funny. And then here it is.
Yep.
Now
we know.
I'm a cultured man now.
They find a secret lever. I think they pull the arm of this, again, Confederate soldier statue. And they fall into the basement. But they escape because they press pizza up against Dracula's face. Do they have like just straight up garlic pizza?
You can get it. It's not very common.
That'd be.
It's great.
Would it be just like with
Let's get some
cloves
tonight.
and stuff? I would
Yeah.
eat that.
Yeah. We're playing Mario Party later.
Oh my! Can you imagine if you ordered that and like open the door in your fucking costume?
Ooh, let's do that.
Oh my god! Just to like do it.
Yeah.
Not film it, just to like.
Yeah,
have,
no, this isn't for you. This is
This
for
is
us.
for us
yeah,
to
I'll open the
amuse
door
ourselves
and
with.
be like, garlic.
Oh.
And I'll be like, no, just fucking with you. I want this.
leave that poor delivery person a big tip
Oh, yeah, I'll
for
give him an
dealing
extra
with
tip
our
for that.
stupid shit. They meet up with scary German guys. Everyone's like together now. And
How'd they get out of there? Oh, with the pizza.
The pizza.
Did they steal the amulet at that point from the mansion?
Yes, because they
went
fell
down,
into the basement.
They get the amulet, they do the pizza,
Yeah,
and they get out of there.
Pizza. And they go to the church in town because monsters hate religious stuff.
By town, we mean the Warner
The
Brothers
Warner
lot.
Brothers lot. We recognized it immediately.
Yeah,
'cause
we were just
there. We just went to... Hi, Lucy. We just went to Warner Brothers Horror Made Here thingy that is in this exact square.
Don't forget that on their way there, the mummy attacks them. Oh yeah, they almost run him over.
They should have just...
They should have just fucking run him over.
He would have turned into a cloud of dust, and that would have been the end of the... Lucy's licking the microphone. You could probably hear it.
Oh, that is some Wild Lucy sound.
Wait, do it again. She's not gonna do it again.
But yeah, the mummy grabs onto the car, and the dog grabs a part of his wraps.
Yeah.
And he unravels him.
Yep.
And his skull falls on the end.
R.I.P. Mummy.
Poor mummy.
I feel like Mummy is a character that if in like the group of monsters, like no one wants to be the mummy.
No. He gets a bad rap. Oh, that one hurt me, that sarcastic laugh
I'm sorry.
there. That was so sarcastic
I think
and
it
biting.
was more like your face to the camera just
I've never been that hurt by you, hon.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Lucy's sitting on my notes. Oh boy, this
But
is
yeah,
such a mess.
mummy, no one wants to wrap themselves up. He doesn't really have too much of a personality.
Which is he
He's just old and
should
crusty.
because he's so. I mean, he gets such.
He's hot in the 99 version.
Yeah, he is. Imhotep.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
I mean, he's cool in the 90s one.
Yeah.
But just like the character of Mummy, no one ever wants to. That's like the last pick, I think, if you're doing a group costume.
Oh yeah.
You
No one
know?
wants to be fucking mummy.
That's not fun. R.I.P. Mummy.
Yep, he's gone.
He's the easiest to defeat out of all of the
Sure,
monsters.
The cops are heading there too.
Yeah, and they see Dracula speeding. It's Dracula's car speeding like right towards them, and they're like, "Well, they accept their death."
Yeah.
Like we see these two dudes get ready to die because this car is coming right towards them, but they drive right through it because it's a ghost car.
And Dracula is speeding to Sean's house.
Yes.
Where he's got a whole bunch of dynamite. Mm-hmm. He throws some in the treehouse.
What is with Dracula and dynamite in this?
I don't
He
know,
has
dude.
so much of it.
I love it.
And it's like his signature weapon.
Yeah. Well, he has a fucking great line when he
good.
throws the dynamite into the clubhouse treehouse.
Yeah.
And right before it blows up, as he's walking away.
Meeting adjourned.
Fuck yeah,
I
Dracula.
love it. I love it.
That's great. He's throwing dynamite everywhere. The cops roll up. This is Sean's dad and his partner. Like, these aren't random cops. They're, main characters.
Yeah.
They roll up and fucking Dracula throws dynamite at the car.
Yeah.
And Sean's dad is out, but his partner's
His
in the car.
gets blown
His partner gets fucking blown up, dude.
And it's a big explosion.
It's a big, yeah. Like, holy shit, that guy was hilarious. And now we just watched him blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Guy, this is what I like about, like, PG-13 movies from this time. I will give this era
Like
credit. Like Gremlins.
Gremlins, where they have the random story about the dad where it's just really dark all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. I love it. They're kid movies, but they're not afraid to get dark. This partner just got blown the fuck up. We were suggesting it go a little further, though, because the dad shoots at Dracula, and the bullets go through him.
So it's established that the bullets go right. Normal bullets go right through Dracula.
Yeah, and so, like, Dracula's standing on the porch, and so the dad shoots at Dracula, which is at the house, and, they go through Dracula. The mom comes out, and we were like, dude, what if the bullets...
shoot his wife?
Yeah, they went through the house and went to
we're
his
just
wife,
sitting
and
on
she
the
comes
couch.
out with blood.
We're like, do it, movie.
Do it. They didn't do it.
Yeah, no.
And that'd be a little too dark.
It would. Yeah, it's a little too much.
But, like...
So she sees Dracula turn into a bat and fly away, so she's like, got it.
Your job is important.
I was wrong to demand we go to therapy because monsters are real. And our marital problems are over.
They pale in comparison to this existential threat of Dracula.
Yeah, to all these Halloween monsters.
So we're finally at the Warner Brothers lot.
Yes.
I really liked the line that Rudy gives when he goes to fight the Dracula brides who show up, because he's like, I'll go take care of them, and they're like, Rudy, what are you doing? And as he's walking away, I think he's taking the cigarette out of his mouth. He's like,
I'm in the goddamn club, aren't I?
Lucy's on my notes now. I'm sorry. It's like the rule of cats where if they lay down, you can't, like, look at how relaxed she is.
yeah, I can't disturb that.
Yeah.
Rudy stakes those vampire brides with
Yep.
the stakes that he made.
Yep.
And the dad shows up. We're all here.
Oh, man.
In the
One
Warner
of my
Brothers lot.
favorite. It's not a death.
No, but it's close.
Oh, boy, it's good.
Because they're upstairs in a building, like in a warehouse. And the dad, like...
Because he sees the Dracula bat fly into this building. So he goes upstairs to where Dracula would have flown in, and we find Dracula
like mid-transformation.
Half transformed. It's cool
gross.
makeup, but
yeah.
he's, you know how like a satyr is half goat hooves and they have like horns, but they're a person. Think of that, but a bat. It's so gross.
It's fucking gross.
And it's
great.
person-sized. He's not bat-sized anymore. And he's just, it's so nasty.
So what? He gets some of Dracula's dynamite? Is that, or Dracula throws some or something? In any case, all I know is that the dad picks up that dynamite. It's lit. He sticks it in Wolfman's
because
pants.
Wolfman sneaks up behind the dad.
Yeah.
So then he turns around and he like grabs Wolfman, puts dynamite down Wolfman's pants, and then just like pushes him out the window, and he blows up.
Wolfman blows up dick first from this dynamite while he's falling out of like a third-story window. It's amazing. Doesn't actually kill him.
It doesn't.
Because as we see, and as it was alluded to earlier, he can only die from a silver bullet, so his pieces just kind of put themselves back together again.
If you're Wolfman.
Why?
Because you have to die, you get shot. That sucks.
Yeah.
I'd rather die getting blown up.
Well, at least it has to be special silver bullets. Fucking Gilman just gets shot with a shotgun.
Gilman just gets mowed down by a normal ass gun, and that's it.
Yeah, Horace shoots him with a fucking shotgun, I think, or
and
some gun.
It's a gun. I don't care.
It's not a handgun. That's all I know.
Yeah.
He shoots him because the Gilman was attacking the bullies who happened to be there for the studio tour.
Yeah.
And they were hiding, and fucking Horace shoots Gilman and kills him, so Gilman's gone. Because Gilman joined the party by popping up through a sewer, like a manhole in the road, which is hilarious. He must have smelled like shit.
Oh God, can you imagine? Ew, that poopy smelling lizard guy, fish guy.
Horace fucking puts him down, and EJ the bully comes outside and is like, "Thanks, fat kid," and another fucking badass moment.
My name is Horace.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's cool.
So meanwhile, the German guy and Lisa she's trying to recite the incantation and finally does it after much coaching, and then nothing happens. So they're like, well, what? And then she says, oh, I'm actually not a virgin.
Well, they're like, you're not a virgin, are you? And she was like, well, Steve doesn't count.
Yeah.
Steve doesn't count.
Steve doesn't count. So then we have a weird discussion about how, wouldn't Phoebe, this little girl, be a virgin?
She is, but then again, so are all you fucking little kids.
So are all you kids, but I guess...
I
think, it's just like that idea of... Because I think just you read like an old spell like that, if it requires a virgin. I mean, my first thought too is it's a female, but
but maybe just call it out.
I know, just
either have it be in the text or be like, oh, if it was written back then, it has to be a lady virgin.
I think it would be funny to have it be just one of the kids. Like,
that'd be a fun thing. And I'm not pissed about this. I'm not whining. I'm not
but it's just I think it's weird. It's weird. You know what?
That there's no acknowledgement.
It's weird writing to have to make me think about whether or not this little girl is a virgin. It's weird. It's weird.
And for me to just be sitting there like all those boys are virgins.
Yeah.
You know? That's literally the whole time I'm thinking
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does the incantation. Limbo opens up. Dracula
almost
grabs Phoebe by the neck and is holding her up and says,
"Give me the amulet, you
bitch!
Give me the amulet, you bitch.
Yeah,
We're
he
calling
calls
him
this,
this little
like,
kid a bitch in this.
6-year-old kid a bitch.
But Frank stops him because Frank is good.
He's a good guy.
But so all the monsters get sucked into the portal, and it's sad because Frankenstein has to go too.
Scary German guy fucking chucked that amulet like he was a fucking all-star pitcher, dude.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
He chucked that amulet to start that portal thing.
Yep. By the way, best shot in all of film.
Oh, God. I think I know what it is.
All the monsters are getting sucked in.
Mm-hmm.
Van Helsing pops back out and gives a thumbs up.
Does he grab Dracula and like suck him, pull him in? What I don't know what happens. So, yeah, he definitely gives a thumbs up though to the kids.
It's awesome
while he's in the portal.
It's
and then he
fucking
goes back to
awesome.
limbo.
Yeah.
Also, if you're watching this, do a picket fence segment count because whenever they show the portal, they have shit like flying into it.
Oh, it's just all
it's
picket
just
fences.
the same segment of picket fence that they must have made a graphic of. I saw that same picket fence segment fly into that portal a dozen times. It's hilarious.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that, but I'm sure that is true.
Yeah, Frankenstein gets sucked in too, and
he
he's
says,
like,
"Bye, Phoebe," and
she gives him her
she's
little
like,
stuffed
"Please
animal.
Stay. Yeah, and she gives him Scraps, the stuffed animal, and so he brings it with him and gets sucked into limbo. It's
Also,
sad.
It is. It's very sad. Also getting sucked into limbo. A few random dead cops because the monsters just fucking tear through some cops, dude. I don't even know how I'm gonna kill count them when it gets to that point because they're just fucking eviscerating them on the streets of the Warner Brothers lot.
I do think it's funny how incompetent the police and the military are.
Oh yeah, because the military finally shows
rolls up after limbo closes,
and they're like, "Which one of you is Eugene? We got your crayon written letter."
Delivered via pigeon. Like, I don't...
Fly, Mordecai, fly.
What is he? Is that what he's...
Yeah. La, 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 la.
What am I thinking? What does Jeff Goldblum say in what am I thinking of?
Be still, Cody.
Yes, be still, Cody. Okay, I'm mixing those two things up.
I'll give you all the Wes Anderson quotes you need, hon.
So then they give the cops their business card.
Yeah, we're the Monster Squad.
We're the Monster Squad.
I was expecting a freeze frame. Instead, we get the just like everyone clapping each other on the back and laughing.
Yeah, and the credits are rolling up over the...
As it pulls
and
back.
there's an end credits song.
Why did you... How many pages of lyrics? You wrote 3 pages of lyrics of this song.
I didn't think it would take up 3 pages.
The amulet they must destroy or spend forever in the darkest void. Who can stop their deadly might? I'm losing the rhythm because I've never heard the song before.
I don't remember how it goes. I think it's pretty.
I feel like I hit that first verse
rap,
pretty well.
Like,
yeah. I get just some
first
like some
came
boxes.
Dracula, now the Wolfman too, the Mummy and the Gillman swimming in the pool. We need silver bullets. We need wooden stakes. Normal stuff won't stop them because they live on hate. That was a lot of words in that
normal
line.
Normal stuff won't stop them because they live on hate.
Yep.
Just gotta get those grace notes in.
Yeah, that's Monster Squad.
That's Monster Squad. Fun movie.
Yeah, it was fun.
Movie.
It was a good Halloween time movie. I liked getting to wear costumes for this.
I wish I had watched it growing up. Would have loved it.
I would have liked it as a kid. For
Yeah.
sure. Lucy liked it.
Lucy loved it.
Yeah.
So it got her approval. Great. Let us know what you thought of the movie and our review.
Yeah.
And we hope that you caught if you didn't catch the bonus episode, we reviewed the new Halloween movie that just came out.
Yeah, we just posted that today. And today
Which is Friday.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
so
a
few days ago.
Yeah. But it's there if you haven't heard it. It's an hour. It's as long as the movie is.
It is.
Because it's unedited, unlike this. But our thoughts are there. Yeah. You can follow Dead Meat on social media at Dead Meat James on Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm at Carebecc, CareBecc on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want merch, deadmeatstore.com.
You can hit us up with suggestions at deadmeatpod@gmail.com. And be sure to rate and review us on whatever you're listening to this podcast with. It's a podcast.
I just saw your brain just...
I looked into your eyes and I was like, help. But yeah, we'll be back next week with another fun episode, whatever it happens to be. But until then, I'm James.
I'm Chelsea.
That's Lucy.
This is Lucy.
This has been the Dead Meat Podcast.